Right, we are back. We are back. I feel a lot more refreshed now, so hopefully the commentary picks up a bit. Let's jump in here. Let's get the safety systems turned on. Setting the driver reminder appliance. Master key in. Neutral. Acknowledge the automatic warning system. We will. Let's do the headlights first. Definitely want night running now. Look at that. Tail lights off. Quickly pop outside. Make sure that is all correct, which indeed it is. Return to the cab. Sit down, and we will do a static brake test. Brilliant. Static brake test successful. Let's set our route. Now I'm going to go set path. We're going to take it into the sidings, Eastbourne #1 road. That's a nice feature that they've added as well, actually having the names of the platforms and the sidings and all of that. That's really helpful. I know I didn't want #1 road, I wanted #2 road, Eastbourne #2 road. Unreachable location. Are you mean? Are you mean? Oh, we have to go into Eastbourne and then go back. Eastbourne Yard is weird. I did not realize it was like that. Oh my, okay. So, platform 1. Where do we have to go? We have to go into platform 1. I don't want to do all of that. I really don't want to do all of that. Should we do all of that? Do you know what? Let's be disciplined and motivated. We'll do it. We'll do it. Yes, I want this to be my destination. So we have to go into platform. What platform was that? Sorry. I can just look on here. We have to go into platform 3, change ends, go into the wash road thing, change ends again, and then go into #2 road. Do you know what? Let's get a move on. I think we're going to be following the. We're going to be following the, what do you call it? The Ore service or Hastings service, wherever that train was going. We're going to be following that, so we'll probably catch up to that at some point as well. But yeah, let's go. Green signal. Driver reminder appliance reset. And of course, just testing out the whole start button once again as we move off here from Brighton platform 6. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Gonna give it notch 4 and accelerate up to 15. I'm not sure what that noise was. I hope we didn't leave the train behind. Did we leave it behind? Okay, no. I thought we left the rear 2 carriages behind. That would have been annoying. I don't know why I made that. Why does it do that? Why does it do that hissing noise? Does anyone know? Yeah, we got an E in the theatre box indication. I think it has a new name now. I can't remember what it's called. SARI indication or something. I can't remember. But I'm always going to call it a theatre box. But yeah, that tells us that we've been routed onto the East Coastway, which is exactly where we want to be. If we had an M, then that would tell us that we've been routed back up the way we came from towards Gatwick, and we don't want to go that way. Gonna up it to 25 miles an hour because we are now clear of the point work. Speed limit is now 30 miles an hour, so gonna use a small amount of power to accelerate up to that. Should shortly be going up to 55, I think, just after we come off this viaduct here. The viaduct that I can never remember the name of, but if you've ever been to Brighton, it's the thing that you drive underneath. You know when You know, you're driving into Brighton from London, and then you go underneath that tall ass bridge, and it's got like trains that go over it. That's what we just drove over now. So yeah, we've now achieved 30 miles an hour. So once again, like what we did when we departed from Selhurst, just gonna do a running brake test quickly. Yep, all is good. Speed limit is now 55, so full steam ahead. Notch 7. This is London Road Station that we're passing through. I think there's like probably 3 or 4 stations in the UK with the name London Road, and there's probably like 15 places in the UK. Sorry, 15 roads in the UK with the name London Road. There's one not too far from where I used to live. There's one in they're all over the place. They're honestly all over the place. And some of them don't even go into London. So yeah, that's saying something. Just starting to cut back on the power now as we get towards 55, but speed limit is surely going to be going up to 70. I can just about make out the speed board for that coming up now. So there we are, back into notch 7. This is Moulscombe Station that we're passing through with a 377 over there. I'm not sure. That's probably again, that's either come from or Hastings, one of the two. Speed limit does go down to 60 miles an hour pretty soon, I think. So we got a right hand bend here and then the left hand bend after that. Once we exit the left hand bend, I think that's where the 60 limit commences. So I'm gonna shut off the power from now and just allow the speed to roll down through gravity. And here's the commencement of the 60 limit. Farmer Station we're coming up on now. And you got the Amex Stadium over there as well. You don't really get a good view of it from the tracks, but if you're going by a road, I can't remember what's the road? Is it the A27? It's the A27 something, but there's a road that you drive along if you're heading towards Lewis and Eastbourne and Seaford, and then you get a pretty good view of that stadium when you're driving along that. Speed limit's now gone back up to 70, so I'm gonna apply notch 7 of power momentarily, but once we get out of this tunnel excuse me, once we get out of this tunnel, I'm going to shut the power off because we're going to be entering a long steep downward gradient. So yeah, gravity is going to have us up to 70 miles an hour very quickly. I think I left it a bit too late departing from Brighton. I was hoping to get a nice sunset driving along here, but it's way too dark now. Like, it's not really interesting. But thankfully it's not too long of a journey. It's only about, actually going non-stop it's probably only about 25 minutes to be honest. Stopping it's about 35 minutes. And yeah, I'm gonna have to keep making brake step one applications now to keep us below 70. What I'm gonna do is slow down to about 65 and then release the brakes and then rinse and repeat. So we got an upcoming 55 limit not too far from here. I've kind of zoned out a bit, so I'm not too sure where I am right now. I think it's coming up now, so I'm gonna make a brake step 2 application. So after that tunnel that we came out of about 3 miles back, you're counting signals. So when you get to the third signal, that's your sign that you're coming up to the 55 limit. So make a brake application as you approach that signal, and that you'll be down for the 55 limit in time. Acknowledging the warning for the upcoming 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Still going downhill as well. To be honest, I'm gonna maintain my brake step 1 application from here and then up it to brake step 2 as we get closer to the 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Shout out to Dadro for giving me this solid braking point, not even braking point, but a reference point. So there's a signal coming up. There's the AWS magnet associated with it. You want to be going past this signal at 30 miles an hour. And then from there, you'll know that you're on a decent braking curve for the upcoming 10-mile-an-hour limit. So a brake step 1 application in most cases will have you down for the 10-mile-an-hour limit in time. And that shunt signal that you can see coming up in the distance, that is in line with the commencement of the 10-mile-an-hour limit, even though you can't see the 10-mile-an-hour board at the moment, and it's just coming into view now. You can see literally right next to the shunt signal. So yeah, those are your 2 reference points when slowing down for that. I don't know, I've always wondered why it's a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit into Lewis. I've heard multiple reasons. I think the reason, if I had to guess, in my opinion, it's just to make sure that because it's such a steep downhill that you're going down at 70 miles an hour for such an extended period of time, and then you got this junction here coming up. So I think the 10-mile-an-hour limit is just to ensure that you're slowed down in time for the junction. I can't think of anything else, I'll be honest. Because yeah, apparently like some of the heavier trains especially during the lethal season where you got low adhesion and all of that, I think some of the heavier freight trains, they struggle to stop. They struggle to stop when they're coming down that hill. So if that signal that we just passed was a red, then yeah, you can imagine it's a high risk situation, especially if you've got a train doing a conflicting move. It's risky. It is risky. So I can kind of understand the 10-mile-an-hour limit. Although it does seem a bit extreme, yeah, I kind of have like mixed feelings about it. I can understand it, but then at the same time, 10, like maybe 15 or 20 would make more sense. It kind of reminds me of Crystal Palace near where I used to live. That's got the station layout at Crystal Palace is similar to Lewis, and that's got a 15 limit. We can accelerate up to 40 now. I'm not sure what I'm doing. In a 377, I'd only select power notch 2 because I want to delay getting up to 40 before the commencement of the 60 limit, which is in about 700 yards or so. But in a 171, because it's slow accelerating, I might be able to get away with going straight into notch 7, but we'll see. We'll see. No, so I'm gonna cut back on the power a bit just to delay getting to 40. And there's the commencement of the 60 there, so yeah, so in a 171 I'd probably want about notch 4 as well. I say notch 4 as well, it's in like the power notches are the same in a 377 and a 171. 50% power, let's just say that. So speed limit 60, going up to 70 very shortly, and then 80 not too long after that, and then 90 about 2 miles after that. So here's the commencement of the 70 limit, and then the 40 turnout limit. The line going off to the right is the Seaford branch. So you got Southeast, New Haven Town, New Haven Harbour, and then you can branch off to the GO station, that is New Haven Marine, or continue through the Bishopston and then finally Seaford. So once again, just cutting back on the power as we get towards the speed limit. And then once we pass the commencement of the 80 limit, we'll go back into notch 7. So there's the commencement of the 80 limit there. Once again, full steam ahead. It has been a while, so I'm a bit rusty. Yeah, I'm not doing too good at managing my my power notches and all of that. I feel like if I was if this was 2023, I'd be a lot more on it. But yeah, it has been a while, so I am very rusty. So that was Lewis Station that we passed through about 3 miles ago. This is Glynd, the station that we're passing through. And the signal coming up marks the commencement of the 90 limit that I was talking about not too long ago. So it's very hard to see these speed boards at night time like this, especially traveling at 90 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour. But yeah, you probably just about get it together. You're probably just able to make out the speed board there attached to the signal. And there is a whistle board coming up. However, sounding the horn at a whistle board is not permitted between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. I think it used to be 6 a.m. and midnight. No, what am I talking about? between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. sounding the horn at a whistle board is not permitted. It used to be between midnight and 6 p.m., but they changed it to 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. So it's now 7:26 p.m. So I'm not gonna sound the horn. I'm just gonna ignore it. It's a 377 heading the other way. So knowing that you only get 4 cars coming along here, it'd be nice to see a couple 8 cars. And we've got a yellow aspect, finally, a bit of action. So I'm gonna make an immediate brake application because I know it's only 2 or 3 aspect signaling along here. So when you see a yellow, you need to slow down because the red isn't too far away. I'll tell you that. There's the whistle board I was on about. So I'm just gonna slow down to about 35 miles an hour. And then from 35 miles an hour, you can kind of, you don't need to really hold your breath for anything. Like you'll know that you'll be able to reliably see the signal in time and have enough reaction time and braking distance and all of that. So yeah, 35 miles an hour. What you can probably just about see coming up is the banner repeater associated with the upcoming signal. So that just gives us well, it's in the name, a repeater. It just tells us the aspect of the upcoming signal beforehand, because obviously we're not going to be able to see it because of the curvature in the track. So yeah, when your line of sight is obscured, you'll often get a banner repeater in advance of the signal, just to give you a bit of a heads up. So 45 degrees tells us that the signal is displaying either a yellow or a green, and it is now displaying a green. If that was horizontal, then the signal would be displaying a red aspect and we'd need to prepare to come to a stand. I feel like a lot of people, even myself included, like if they're not too clued up on railway stuff and train driving, they probably think that the banner repeaters are the national speed limit thing. I used to think that when I was little. Like, I used to think that the banner repeater was the train version of the national speed limit. Speed limit goes down to 80 momentarily and then back up to 90, but because we've slowed down for that red signal, we probably don't need to worry about that. So there's the 80 limit and then straight back up to 90. I'm guessing it's for like the bridge or something that we passed over just then. That's literally the only thing I could think of. There's something like that on the London to Faversham route as well, or southeastern high speed. You got it goes from 90 down to 85, then back up to 90, I think, just before Sittingbourne. I'm not sure what that sign was that we just passed on the right. I've never seen that before until today. It's been a minute since I went on the southeastern high speed route though. I need to definitely go back onto that at some point. And the Great Western Express as well. I want to try give that a try. As I think the fact that it's only between Paddington and Reading kind of put me off. Like, I think Paddington to Swindon would have been more of an enjoyable drive, but Reading is a bit short-winded, so I've always steered clear of that route. Could see a yellow signal in the distance, so shutting off power once again. Look at this, we're not even at 80 yet. Immediate brake application. The train in front of us is probably stopping at Polegate, which is the next station that we're coming up on. That was Berwick station that we just passed through, by the way, when we slowed down. So this is Polegate station that we're coming up on now. So I think the train that we're following has stopped there, so we're probably going to get held outside of Polegate, or at the very least we're going to have to slow down to a very low speed, like probably 20 miles an hour or something. So just releasing the brakes now because I'm going quite slowly, but I can't actually see the red signal. So yeah, I might have overreacted a bit there, but you know, at least it gives the train time to depart from Polegate Station. So we got an AWS magnet there, but that's associated with the warning board for the upcoming 35-mile-an-hour speed limit that commences on the other side of Polegate Station. I still can't see the signal. Actually, no, I can now just about see it in the distance there. That is displaying a yellow aspect, so we're gonna maintain 30 miles an hour. Hopefully it changes to a green aspect before we pass it. Then I can not have to worry about it anymore. But if it stays as a yellow, yeah, there we go, green. Yeah, if that stayed as a yellow if that stayed as a yellow as we passed it, then I'd have to expect the next signal to be red, and it's all long. So yeah, the fact that this has changed to a green aspect it puts my mind at ease. But yeah, 2 and 3 aspect signaling is very. I'm not a fan of it. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like people that are more familiar with that type of signaling, like if you grew up in areas that are 3 aspect controlled or 2 aspect controlled, for you it's probably not a big deal. But for me, yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Like you just be doing the speed limit. Yeah, you could be doing like 90 miles an hour, and you see a single yellow signal. You have to like you have to slam on the brakes. I think the one Bravo 47 video as well, that video gave me nightmares. I got PTSD from that video. So yeah, I think ever since I saw that video, I was just like, no, 3 aspect signaling is not it. There's some workers there, but I did not see them until the last minute. So yeah, 35 limit is now enforced, but I'm gonna slow down to 30, 31 even, just because we're going downhill. So yeah, allows gravity a bit of time to bring us back up to 35. And then back up to 70 miles an hour. Just waiting for the full length of our train to be clear before accelerating. There we are. So that was Polegate Station. Next station that we're going to pass through is Hamden Park, which is the penultimate station to Eastbourne. And also regarding I don't know why I just thought of this randomly here, but regarding the whistleboard thing, I think 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. might be the old one. I think it's now 6 p.m. to no, no. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I absolutely butchered that whistle stuff, by the way. Like I don't. What did I say before? 6 a.m. to midnight or something, like, or some nonsense like that. 6 p.m. to midnight. It's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm sure that's the current whistle regulations. I can't believe I said that. 6 p.m. to midnight. That is. I'm actually moving mad. Anyway, Hampden Park Station that we just passed through. So we got upcoming 55 limit, and I could never remember where this commences. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's between this signal and the following signal. So we're doing 65 now. Once I see the following signal, I'm gonna start braking. Because you'd think it's where the next signal is, but it's not. It's a bit before it. See, it's here. It's always, it catches me out all the time. Like you can never gauge the distance correctly. It's, I told you, it's in the middle of nowhere. At night time as well. That makes it even more challenging. So yeah, maybe get your brakes in just as you pass the first signal. And then we've got a 25 limit coming up as well, so I'm gonna make a further brake application. 25 limit commences, I'm pretty sure it commences at that signal coming up. And we're doing 40, so we need to get some serious braking. Let me give it brake step 3. Okay, was that a red signal? Was that a red signal? That signal looked red. Did I? Yo, it wasn't a red yet, right? That actually looked red, I'll be honest. Oh my gosh, gave me a heart attack. So yeah, 25 limit, and then Eastbourne station coming up here. Let's bring it down to 15 miles an hour for the entry into the platform. Always do 15 entering a dead end platform, guys. Don't do anything more than 15. Back in my train sim classic days, I used to fly in at whatever the speed limit was, but now 15. Ten miles an hour halfway along the platform. 5 miles an hour coach length away from the buffer stops. Stop please, thank you. Brake step 3, neutral, DRA set. Can I just say I'm not a fan of the power brake controller. I don't think the power brake controller looks like this. Actually, does it? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Actually, let me just keep my mouth shut before I embarrass myself even more. I already embarrassed myself with that whistle thing. So yeah, tail lights off. No, tail lights on, headlights off, reverser off, master key removed. Safety systems off. Open please, thank you. Let's check our tail lights. Tail lights are fine, and we're now going to head up to the other end. I don't even want to do this. I kind of want to end the video here, but nah, we ain't being half-hearted about this. It's my big return to YouTube. We're going to do this correctly, do this the right way. So back in here, AWS normal, DSD normal, vigilance normal, DRA, master key, neutral, acknowledge. So with the headlights, So I'll do night running into the washer road, and then when we change ends, I'll do the marker lights into number 2 road. Tail lights off. Remember to turn your tail lights. Don't be like that one train driver that I saw. He was driving with his tail lights and headlights on at the same time. I had to knock on the window. It was at Battersea Park Station. I had to knock on his window quick. I was like, bro, turn your tail lights off, man. He was like, nice one, bro. I caught him before he went Clapham Junction as well. If he went Clapham Junction like that, he would have embarrassed himself. Anyway, yep, all good. Just doing the brake test quickly. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's set our route. So we are heading set path. We're heading into the washer road. Is there seriously not a quicker way to do this? Who built this yard? Who built this yard? You have to change ends twice. It makes no sense. Why wouldn't you make the you should have designed the yard to be facing Eastbourne Station rather than facing away from it. It doesn't make any sense. Because even if you want to come out and go straight onto the main line, it's not possible to go straight onto the main line whatsoever. Like, you have to change ends twice regardless of which way you're going. It makes no sense to me, bro. Anyway, confirm. I guess it's from the times where they had steam trains. I need to remember a lot of the time, a lot of these things are from when they had steam trains, innit? If with steam trains, I guess this kind of layout would make sense, but with an electric mobile unit, it's irritating. I think we are ready to get a move on here. So speed limit is 25. I'm guessing it goes down to 15, and then yeah, cool, happy days. I forgot to reset the DRA. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we've got a red signal here, but we've got the shunt signal directly below it with the clear aspect, so that permits us to go past the red signal. It's technically not a shunt signal, it's called something else. I think subsidiary aspect or something, or cooling on aspect, I can't remember, one of the two. So you can see the 2 white lights just below the signal. So yeah, that gives us permission to pass the red signal, and that basically tells you that you're coming off of the main line and you're entering. More times than not, it means you're going into a yard or something, but it's also used when you're coupling to another unit. So when you're entering a section of track that's already occupied, it's just telling you to proceed at caution, be prepared to stop short of any obstructions. So slowing it down to 15 miles an hour here as we enter the yard. I can't see a thing. We've got a wash coming up, so I'm gonna stomp on the brakes. 3 mile an hour going through train washes. This is very poorly illuminated. I think in reality there'd probably be lights on the ground and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it would just be the train lights that you'd be relying on. There'd probably be other sources of light, but yeah, this just seems extremely poorly illuminated. Also, I'm not changing ends. I'm gonna end the video like once we come out of the wash, because I'm not about to do this twice. Because by that logic, that means I should have taken it out of Solhurst as well. But I didn't take it out of Solhurst. I started the video in the siding at Solhurst. So it made sense for me to end the video at this siding here. To, you know, to simulate me handing it over to a member of the depot staff or whatever, or Shunter driver. So I kind of got to guess how long it is until we're clear of the wash. I'm gonna take it up to that bridge, that overbridge there, just to be safe. Once we get there, I can pretty much be certain that we are clear of it. But I can see a strange... Okay, there's a track joining from the left, so now I'm not too sure where I am. I haven't got a clue where I am, I'll be honest. Yeah, I am not where I thought I am. But still, like I said, once we get to this overbridge here, I can be certain that I'm clear of the wash, so I'll be able to accelerate back up to 15 at least. What I'm looking for is a shunt signal facing the opposite direction. Because once I see that, I'll know that's where I'd need to be. Oh, there's another wash. But yeah, once I see that, I'll know that that's where I need to be. I'd be changing ends from. So once I see the shunt signal facing the opposite direction, I need to clear that, and then I'll be good to stop. Because obviously driving in the other direction, that's where you'd be starting from. So you'd need to refer to that shunt signal to know if you have permission to proceed or not. But I don't see it. I don't see it. Interesting. Okay, no, I see some stop boards. I see some stop boards. So we got 2. That is extremely helpful. Okay. Whew, what a relief. But we're 4 carriages long, we're not 2 carriages long, so we're gonna continue. So we got a stop board in the forfeit here. The forfeit obviously being the center section of the track, and that is the 4 carriage stop board. So when it's in the middle of the track like that, I'm not sure where you're actually meant to stop, but I'm gonna treat it like stopping at a set of traffic lights, just on top of it basically. I can't see a thing. Right, brake step 3, neutral. I can't see, bro. Luckily I've got a torch. Driver reminder appliance set. Tail lights on, headlights off. Yeah, the torch is making the display seem a bit weird. Reverser off, master key out. Safety systems isolated. And yeah, that, my people, concludes my little first look. You could call it first look or second look or third look, depends on how you want to look at it. But that concludes the class 171 introduction thingy. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below and is highly appreciated. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Love.